I don't take lessons from him.
No, but your son does. You must be paying for that.
What do you mean, my son does?
Lana was in the city of Belgrade. Stewed. I mean, really stewed. You must have been drinking all night. When in comes your boy, Schani, to take him home.
And Lana announces loud and clear that he's teaching the son of Johann Strauss the violin.
We were both there. We witnessed it.
Well, that's enough for today. Time to do some work.
Go away here. I'm playing cards.
And furthermore, since I pay maintenance, I have the right to make conditions concerning the education of my children.
Don't be so pompous.
I have here notarized statements that my eldest son has been taking music lessons.
Notarized statements? Why didn't you ask me? Why didn't you ask Schani? Why do you need notarized statements? If you took more interest in your children instead of laying down the law like some Old Testament tyrant...
But, Anna, be reasonable. The maestro is paying for you and the boys, so you must see he's allowed some say in how they're brought up.
No, I do not see, and I have no intention of being reasonable.
May I say something? I'm a lawyer by profession, but I'm also, I hope, regarded as a family friend. Well, if not exactly a friend, then certainly as landlord of this apartment.
What is it you want to say? Are you here as her lawyer?
In part. Because you, Mr. Strauss, no longer live here. Your wife has to exercise her personal judgment.
Shut up. Shut up, all of you. What are we, trained animals who are supposed to sit up and beg? Must we ask him who we can talk to, how we should pass the time, what we should do with our lives? I've never asked anything from you, and I refuse to start now.
You've never asked anything of me. You have a wonderfully short memory. You've done nothing but ask, nag and demand.
You cannot force your will on us.
Let's try to keep calm.
No, we will not try to keep calm. You are not going to push us around anymore.
I am not pushing you around, but I insist that my conditions are kept. It's my money!
God's sake, take your money and go to hell! I'm not going to take orders from you any longer. From now on, we'll manage on our own.
Then suffer the consequences.
Oh, get out of my house. Who is the best teacher of composition in Vienna?
Drexler, Professor Drexler.
Then we must arrange to see him.
Forgive me asking this, but I'm a practical man. How will you pay for such lessons?
Well, he can work at night, if he has to. But during the day, it will be nothing but music, music, music. Schani, you have to thank your father. He's just done you a great favor. Now, where can we find this man, Drexler?
No! 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 I don't give lessons anymore.
We'll pay anything.
Money, money. If I were interested in money, I should have become a banker. What I'm interested in is time. That's because I'm old, and there's not much left of it. My time is valuable, and I don't intend to waste it in teaching untalented children.
It's very cold here.
You are a woman of remarkable perception.
Your hands must be frozen.
My hands are my own business, thank you. Now, would you please go away? I have to practice. Even at my age, I have to practice.
Try these. Oh, and look. A woolen shawl. I was going to sell it, but I forgot now. Isn't that warm?
Well, it's made of wool, isn't it? What sort of wool would it be if it wasn't warm?
Try the mittens.
You won't get round me like this, you know.
Professor, even if you don't teach anymore, won't you just give us an opinion of my son's musicianship?
My son's musicianship. Anyone would think you were Mrs. Bach, and this was your little Johann Sebastian. Yes, these are warm, too. Right. Variations with exposition and modulation in 3 keys. There you are. Stop, stop, stop! I may vomit, just as I expected. Superficial, sugary, cheap showmanship.
I know.
Playing all that awful theatre music in this church, it's sacrilege. I hate the theatre. It's the most vulgar, debased form of art in the whole history of mankind.
I agree. That's why I want you to teach me. I know my music isn't any good. There's no depth in what I write.
Madam, would you mind leaving us alone for a moment? I want to talk to this child genius who seems to know that his music is like cream cakes with cream. Now then, what did you mean just now when you said your music had no depth?
I mean, it comes too easily to me. I can write that sort of stuff in my sleep. It's all like a game, a trick, a bit of stage magic. My music, the way I play the violin, everything, doesn't seem to have any feeling, any soul.
That's because you don't know who you are. As a matter of fact, the reason your music lacks soul is because you don't know yet if you have a soul.
I have this sense of something inside me, something that demands to be expressed. But I don't know how to express it.
Do you know what the problem is? The problem is that God's invisible. That's a terrible problem. You know what I think? I think he's always going to be invisible. What's your opinion?
I've never really thought about it.
Well, that's another problem. You ought to think about it. Listen, this is just between ourselves. Music. Not many people know this. It's music that makes God visible. Shh. Not a word to anybody. It's a great secret. If you want to be a serious composer, you must learn how to make God visible. Difficult, eh?
I'm not sure how to do that.
Start with fugues.
Fugues?
You're not hard of hearing, are you?
No.
That'd be a terrible drawback. After all, Beethoven was an exception. He was deaf as a post, but he saw God every day of his life. Yes, fugues, harmonics, the figured bass. That's how we start to begin our work.
You mean you're going to teach me?
What are those things your mother's got in that basket?
Apricot jam, pickles, sausage, preserved fruit.
Yes, of course I'm going to teach you. Good, good. Nothing like a student. To have a mother who makes delicious apricot jam. Right. Tomorrow, 8 sharp, start with the fugues. I'll run along with you.
Thank you. Thank you. He said yes.
How much does he charge?
I hope you can afford me. I'm very expensive, you know.
Another fugue for Professor Drexler.
Another fugue. It's all Drexler knows. Fugues, fugues. And, of course, he also knows about fugues. And after only 4 hours sleep a night, I'm not exactly at my best.